Don't worry about the bow. They took away my arrows. Drive. This is, ladies and gentlemen, ambition. And there is nothing like it. But with this innate human desire, there is a responsibility that we owe to ourselves. You see, we deal with our basic human needs so we can live. But from then on, you will observe that people orient themselves towards the ambitions of their interests. I found my own interest in archery 4 long years ago, when the prospect of playing with bows and arrows seemed quite fun. But as all good interests do, my interest became my hobby. And before I knew it, my hobby became my ambition. How did this happen to be? Because you see, it started when I shot, not just for the fun of it, but to reach a higher goal and to better myself. It started when I treated the sport as a means to an end and not just as an end in itself. That is something I call an active hobby. One in which there is the exploration of values and of self-improvement, unlike what I would call a passive hobby. Things we do because they're fun, thrilling, or just relaxing. Steven Pressfield, the screenwriter of King Kong, the good one, not the other one, best put it when he described turning pro. Now, that does not necessarily mean making money out of your ambitions. It's a philosophy of work which describes taking ownership and showing respect for the ambition and the hobbies that you hold, treating it as if it were your job. And so, we pick up the pen, the brush, or the bow, and pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, not just when we feel like it. And I will not lie to you. There will be a fair bit of luck along the way. But tell me this, what is the use of luck if you cannot see it? Because you see, luck came to my doorstep when I qualified for the Continental African Games 2019. But my reward wasn't the qualification. My reward was owning up to the responsibility of being the first archer to represent Madagascar in an international event. No, now, I understand the fears and anxieties a lot of us feel in the face of responsibility. I understand the fears and anxieties a lot of us feel in the face of being accountable for what happens next. But take it from me, don't fear it. Search for it. Find it. Because with the burden of responsibility comes recognition. With the burden of being accountable for what happens next, it also makes you accountable for the achievements of the day. The way it worked out for me is every time I would show up on time, lifting the targets, moving the equipment, and setting up and watching over the new archers. Always lending a hand when I could. So much so that the coach needed an excuse to have me around. Like, oh, just personal assistant. Yeah, just personal assistant. And so you see, after a lot of self-development, after a lot of effort and time, we start understanding the forces of antagonism around us. They're everywhere. It is the rain that falls on training days. It is your friends that nag you to go hang out with them. It is the burgers that smell so good. It is the people that doubt you and don't believe you and can't understand you. But know this, with time and with effort, everything works your way. I cannot stress this enough. If you're going to remember one thing from me this evening, remember this. Perseverance perseveres. It's as simple as that. And I will be leaving you all with this quote by Jordan Peterson. The purpose of life is to carry the heaviest burden you can bear and bear it. So go out there. I want to see what you can do. Thank you very much.